instrument, but I enjoy being here each time that I'm here. I go around and I'm starting my career as a stand-up comedian, so I love coming here because so this isn't the only place I've been, but this is one of my favorite places to be because as I said last time I was here, I think that church and comedy really should go together more often, so I'm very pleased to be here. In fact, I'm so pleased to have more time to devote to this because I just retired from teaching after many, many years, which I talked about a little bit last time I was here. I have been teaching so long that we would get excited when we could print a blank calendar off the computer and actually write in it. That's how long I've been teaching. So a lot of things have changed since I've started teaching. But I had a really good time while I was doing it. And anybody who has, how many people, any teachers here or former teachers? Oh, wow, a lot. How many former students here? I didn't get everybody at some point. And I bet all of you could think about when you were younger and you were in school, the very favorite story that you heard from your teacher. Maybe you read it with a class, or maybe you heard your teacher read it aloud. I can still remember many years when I was in second grade, my teacher read a book called The Enormous Egg, which I think is still in print, and I loved it. How many people can remember their favorite book that their teacher read aloud to them, or that they read with their teachers? That's it. Okay, when I say three, everybody say aloud the name of the favorite story that they remember from their teacher. 1, 2, 3, go.
Charlotte's Web.
Oh, I heard some classics in there. So when I say three, everybody say their favorite standardized test that they remember taking with their teacher. 1, 2, 3.
California Achievement Test.
Yes, I remember the CATs too. Seemed like maybe fewer people shouted out the second time. So now you might have a little bit of a sense why I left teaching is that when I started teaching, we used to read these things. They were called books. And then when I left teaching, we read a lot of these things called test directions, and those are all ingrained in our heads, right? I think although I hated standardized testing and still do, I think my favorite part was when I had to say to the kids, does everybody have a number 2 pencil? Because I've been on this planet for almost 53 years. Has anybody here in this room ever seen anything other than a number 2 pencil? If you have, what planet are you joining us from? Because are you serious? Is that something other than a number 2 pencil?
They have hard and soft.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I stand corrected. There you go, I stand corrected. See, I'm glad I came here today so I can learn a little bit about this. But I mean, I love teaching, I miss it a lot, but I'll tell you, teaching gives you a resilience that nothing else has. Only if you're a teacher can you spend your 20-minute lunch period eating a bag of Cheetos and picking up a Band-Aid that's been stuck to the floor. So most of us are going to survive with the cockroaches. So just so you know, although I still have left teaching, I still have that hardy blood in me. But I love the fact that really, right before I did leave teaching, our district spent a tremendous amount of money on a new series of testing manuals and manuals that we had to read aloud, and these were all intended to make everybody a better writer. And you know, they worked, because I quit my job and now I write full time, and I have become a much better writer for those manuals that we hired. So, although I miss teaching, I'm thrilled for the extra time that it's given me in my career, and I'm going to keep this short because I know there's a lot of people that are going to be getting up today. I'm thrilled for the new things that it's been giving me in terms of time with my career, not only to write, but also to think about the people that I've gotten to work with over the course of my life. So before I was a teacher, when I was in college, I did what a lot of people did when they were young. I had kind of odd jobs. And when I started teaching, or when I started working, it was back in the days when you were actually able to smoke in an office. And there was one woman that I worked with, and she was an older person. And she smoked so much that even when she wasn't actually smoking, which she did in the office, when you would see her from across the room talking to somebody, she actually had smoke coming out of her mouth, like a dragon or something. Even when she wasn't actually smoking, there was so much smoke in those lungs that they just kind of, vaporized into the room as the course. But if we could all think about those experiences, right? We could all think about interesting work experiences that we've had during the course of our lives, and especially as we get older, we can think back with fondness with some of the people with whom we've worked. So I will be very candid with you in saying that I'm very thrilled to have worked with some of the people that I've worked with, and some of the people I'm very thrilled to be away from in my retirement. And so as I wrap this up today and I start to think about new jobs that I'd like to have, in addition to writing full-time and some of the things that I like to do, I sometimes think about other careers that might be an option for me. I have some wonderful friends who